Ladies and gents, how are we doing here today in this live stream? Let me know, as usual, if you can see me okay, and of course if you can hear me okay. So how are we all doing? Bear with me while I just make sure that we're stable for this live stream, ladies and gents. And as we're coming in, let me know how we're feeling today. Because we have seen... Oh, what's going on? Whoa, what the fuck? I don't even know where that came from. That was super strange. But yeah, let me know how we're doing here, ladies and gents. There's some like Arabic rap playing somewhere, and I have no idea where it's coming from. I don't even listen to Arabic rap. But yeah, how are we all doing today, ladies and gents? We've seen quite a sizable dump. We're sitting at $54,000 as we speak. So definitely in some sort of place in this market now. And we're going to be going through it all as usual. We're going to be covering this, bringing a sober perspective to things, really, kind of analyzing these things for what they are rather than, for some sort of sensationalized approach. And yeah, I think you guys are going to be very happy with this video. So how are we all doing today? Let me know how we're doing in the live chat today, ladies and gents. We got Luis Nieto from, I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, mate, from Miami. How you doing, man? Hope you're good. Thank you for tuning in. We got James from Fresno, California. Man, Fresno's kind of cool considering what it is. It punches above its weight. Ron K is saying we're dumping. Got greetings from Portugal from Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. Sammy the Bitcoin, man. Let's go. You got it, man. Bitcoin next up around 40K. Well, we're still quite far from $40,000, aren't we? So I'm not... I mean, yeah, it looks logical that that's what's coming next. I mean, just in terms of this technical setup, we've kind of lost anything that we could have used as support. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to, lead to potentially a little bit more downside. But yeah, as you guys are coming in today, ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash up those likes. We're going to be covering traditional finance. We're going to be covering the dollar. I mean, look at the dollar. What the hell is going on? This should be a field day for Bitcoin. But in reality, Bitcoin's getting destroyed. I have a lot of opinions about this. I have a lot of thoughts about this. And especially thoughts about how this market could be maturing now. So I'm very excited to be diving into all of that with you. Just as you are coming in, do me a favor and smash up those likes. Double check that you are subscribed. I want to know how you guys are doing in the comment section before we really kick this thing off. So we got Crypto Granny from Austria saying wishes from Austria. We got Nigeria in the chat. Belgium. Yeah, we got Belgium. Damn. Washington, USA. What's up? Where are we watching from today, ladies and gents? Which parts of the world? We got Indiana, England, Zohaib Ismail. Shout out to my English fans. No support until $52,000. I agree, man. I agree. It's very hard to see support on this chart right now. There are some ways we can find support. We'll be talking about them. One of them is this one here, this parallel channel. But actually, this lines up with 48. So it's a little bit lower now. We also got in the chat. We got South Africa in the chat. Delilah from LA. How you doing, Delilah? Why EU Belgium? Because, well, maybe I'll let the other Europeans fill it in for you. I'm a Brit, man. We don't like Belgium, do we? Belgium's like the little French brother that couldn't really achieve anything, so he just became diplomatic and started running everybody's life like an in-law. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. We got no filter today, ladies and gents. We're having a good time. We're going to throw some insults around. We're going to throw some compliments around. We're going to be analyzing this Bitcoin chart. And we're going to be stacking some cash, ladies and gents. So, thank you all very much for tuning in. If we can smash those likes up just before we kick this stream off, I would really, really appreciate that. They do have great waffles. Of course, they have great waffles. That's true. We got Jimmy Poe living in San Diego, California. Melania Trump home country. Where is that? Is that Slovakia? I'm not very good with those flags. Please analyze the dollar. We absolutely will. We absolutely will be going through that. And as we are just kicking this off, how do we feel about the market? How do we feel in terms of, you know, the market being bearish or bullish? I want to get a kind of rough gauge of sentiment at this stage to see where you guys are at. I've got a couple of notes I'm going to be going through with you guys, some very, very interesting charts. We got some Dutch fans in the house today. Spain, loving your hair. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you very much. I'm actually going for a much more long hairstyle now. And it's going to take some time, but we'll get there. Do I like the chocolate and fries and beer? Those are three things that I don't really eat or drink. So, no, not really. Yeah, how are we feeling? We feeling bullish, bearish, scared, excited? Do we feel like there's opportunities around the horizon or that we're kind of screwed? Like, what's going on? What's the sentiment today? That's not good. You're going through the worst part of the world right there. Belgium, I'm guessing he's talking about? Not sure. Are we just laying into Belgium today, ladies and gents? Is that what's going on? Belgium achieved guns that are used all over the world. They actually did, didn't they? Yeah. Well, to be honest, yeah, Belgium's got some interesting industries. We got a lot of people being bullish right now. Abramovich, Marco saying buy the fucking dip. Mohammed, I like this, man. Mohammed saying opportunity to load alts at their lowest. I don't know if this will be their lowest, but hell yeah. Oh my god, where are we? In terms of Bitcoin dominance, did this shoot up? Or did it drop down? Okay, it dropped down. Okay. So Bitcoin's dominance is taking a little bit of a dip down. But yeah, I mean, all of these coins are mega, mega cheap right now. I think we could go lower. So I haven't bought yet. In fact, I'm actually in a short right now. Like right now as we speak, I'm in a short, which has been going incredibly well. This short position was traded on Bybit. And if I show that to you guys right here, this is kind of hard to angle, but can you guys see that? No, you can't. Hang on. Let me deal with this, and I'll walk you through what this trade was in just a second as well. But first of all, there you go. That is, it's at about like 30% profit right now. I put in about 100 grand. This was entered like 2 days ago. Put in about 100 grand. This is on near. I took a short. You guys know me. I've been very bearish on alts for a very long time. So I actually took a, and obviously this is a live. This is a live. I have to make sure I didn't show anything I wasn't supposed to there, but this is not a screenshot or edited or anything. We can tap shit and because some people think these are fake. We don't need to fake stuff out here, ladies and gents. Smash up the fucking likes. We don't need to fake stuff out here. We actually are pulling profits. I put about 100 grand in. I didn't trade it for like a month or two. I didn't want to go too crazy in this one. And yeah, I've already secured about 7k profit. Got about 20 still riding, and I think that this can actually get a lot better. So I'm definitely looking forward to what happens from here. The bulls are about to take over. October, the rally starts. We got some bullish sentiment in the chat today, ladies and gents. So thank you all for tuning in. Smash up those likes. Let's kick this thing off. Bitcoin has fallen below its $57,000 support level. We have plunged beneath it, and we have no signs of recovering this at the moment. So unfortunately, this is looking a little bit bleak. I think that we could be dropping all the way down to $48,000. There is obviously 52 as kind of intermediary support right here, but it didn't work last time. And I mean, it could definitely work this time. And then we kind of start forming like a really copy inverse head and shoulders pattern. So I think a few people are going to start getting quite excited about stuff like that. But I think as it stands right now, you know, we're probably kind of poised to be dropping down a little bit. Like I said, I was just in a phenomenal short trade here on Near, and I did trade this one on Bybit. I basically entered like somewhere in this green box and just trading it down, and I'm actually targeting this low down here. So I don't know if we're gonna get it, but altcoins are in a very weak position, and I think that the odds are stacked in my favor. And like I said, that was traded on Bybit. You can get up to $30,000 for free when you start trading on Bybit. You can even trade your altcoins with no spot trading fees, so that is absolutely sick. And they've also got the Apex decentralized exchange. So if you like going decentralized, which I highly respect, then yeah, you're gonna like that too, and you're probably gonna feel quite at home right there. So that's obviously super cool as well. And then yeah, Blowfin, again, another phenomenal exchange. They're giving you ridiculous prizes and bonuses just for trading on their exchange. You might get a Tesla landing at your door. You know, with the bonuses that they've got. So that's super cool. My trade was made on Bybit. It's my favorite place to be in the world for trading. It's been that way for many years, and I don't really see that changing. So if you want to check it out, you want to trade these markets with me, then feel free to jump on. Are there any group chats? No, not really, man. But yeah, we got 54K. We've punched a bottom at 53.7 for now. It's fucking magnificent, ladies and gents. I have a technical issue today. Right now. I already have a technical issue. Yeah, I gotta... Hang on, let's see if I can fix it. Because I really want to fix it. I think it should be possible. Just bear with me here. Nearly done. This is going quicker than I thought. Okay. Yep. Bam. Okay, we're sorted. We're ready. Technical issues dealt with. Bitcoin has this little area of support that we're at right now, which I think basically kind of represents you know, these wicks. But really not a whole lot else. I guess if we go much further back to 2021, we have got, you know, some very limited price action happening here. To be fair, there's a little bit, but yeah, I think we all know that this is a low liquidity zone, and I think we all know that price action tends to happen pretty quickly in this zone. So we're probably falling down to that next support level. That obviously doesn't have to be scary or upsetting in the slightest, because dropping down to levels like that brings us to two very nice situations. The first nice situation is that we have a very predictable quick move. I think the number one thing that we all hate in this market is that the market wasn't fucking moving, and that's probably the most frustrating thing out of everything. So now that's probably coming to a resolution, and we're probably going to be moving into a zone of higher volatility. Obviously, every time that we've kind of dropped down below this kind of red box here at like 60K, you know, price movements tended to happen pretty quickly. And I don't think that that's going to be different today. So, you know, I think it's overwhelmingly likely that tomorrow when you wake up, Bitcoin is going to be, you know, $5,000 plus minus from here. So with that in mind, we're in a very strong position in terms of having volatility, because that means we can start trading. So what I was mentioning to you earlier about that, you know, short trade that I took on the altcoin market, that's possible with this kind of volatility. And that's exactly what I'm interested in, because volatility is how we make money. So I love that, and I'm very happy with that. The second thing that this means is we also have predictable levels now, right? Like, this was such a shit, mushy, blurry fucking range where it was so hard to kind of say where the market could. It's why I wasn't making videos. There was nothing that I could really say. It's why I wasn't making videos, right? Like, it's such a shit range. There is no clarity to where the market could go. Shout out to Ali from Oman. Oman is a sick country. I went there last year, And my God, those people were cool. And your currency is very fucking misleading, bro. Everything looks free. Like everything feels like it's free. Like everything is so cheap in Omani Reals. I forgot what it's called, or dinar. I don't know. But cool country, man. But yeah, we got. And for anyone wondering, for those of you that don't know, Oman is in the Middle East, and it is a little bit because yeah, some people don't actually know. And it's like I don't know. It's east of Saudi. It's on the Indian Ocean. But yeah, we've got we've got the second good thing is we've got predictable levels the market can go down to, right? I mean, this zone has been so mushy, it's been so blurry. We haven't really been able to kind of understand where the market can go for a long time. But now we're able to achieve some clarity purely on the basis of just entering a low liquidity zone, which means that we can start kind of moving quickly down to high liquidity zones, right? When you kind of leave a high liquidity zone, you typically go down to the next high liquidity zone. It's almost like a vacuum. You just kind of snap straight to it, and that's obviously what happened here, and that's what the market had attempted to do back here as well. What are my opinions on DOT and Fetch, is it? We'll take a look at a couple of those later on in this live stream. I'll start taking your questions and altcoin suggestions. The Fear and Greed Index. Yeah, let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit out of date at this point. But yeah, we're at 22. Abysmal lows here. Very, very low stuff here. And I think that's definitely interesting. I think this could, obviously drop quite a bit more. We'd love to see it get low, wouldn't we? I mean, it would be very good to kind of reset the market. The lowest kind of point that we've seen was 6th of August this year, and that was a reading of 17. So that would have been here. So yeah, we're probably going right down to the same level in terms of fear and greed, I would say. Probably, I think this is actually worse. Let's see. The day before we fell down to 17, we were at 26. And today we're at 22. So we're doing worse today than we were doing at the beginning of August. By the way, I wanna remind you guys that I strongly believe that this is still gonna recover, and I actually have no doubt. I mean, this hasn't changed my opinions at all. And more importantly, I actually think that we're still going to, at the very least, I think we're going to get close to our all-time highs. If not, I think it's entirely possible that we're actually going to breach those all-time highs before the election happens. So, I don't know. I could be wrong. It wouldn't really matter if I'm wrong because I'd still trade the volatility. If the market's going down, like you just saw, I'll make money off it. And if the market's going up, best believe I'll make money off that too. But I strongly believe that this market can recover back to all-time highs right before that election happens in the US. As we are coming in today, ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash those likes up. I got about another hour and a half to live stream with you guys, but obviously I just want to make sure that we're kind of reaching the audience just so it's worth the time. A lot of people, they don't watch the full replays of these live streams. They're like 2 hours long. So if you can help me pump up those likes, that'd be sick. Let's get to 100. Every time you guys show these live streams a little bit of love, we get pushed out a little bit more. And I can just breeze through it. Actually, I can go for a lot longer than 2 hours. So I'm here as long as you guys want me, basically. But if that's your vibe, do me a favor and smash them up, ladies and gents. I think we've got a little bit of latency in this live stream, haven't we? I'm not entirely sure. Why aren't I walking while I'm live? I mean, I could. I just moved it out of the way and I haven't moved it back. I definitely watched the full stream. Yeah, I mean, you're an OG, bro. You've been around for a while, and you're very you're very switched on. I can tell that you always like to get the best information for yourself. So I love that. Yesterday I was frozen for the whole video. Yes, I was. Yeah. Take a honey pack and you go way longer than 2 hours. I don't know what that is, bro. What's a honey pack? Keeping in kind of volatility we notice. How do you assume when it's the right time? That was such a weird question, dude. I don't really understand your question. But anyway, let me carry on. So I think, next logical zones are going to be those high liquidity areas. Let's take a look at some of our key indicators. Actually, no, first let's look at this chart. I think that this is still a very relevant chart for this market. It's been relevant basically, you know, since we entered this range in March. We're now in September. So it has been 6 months now. And the bottom of this range does put us at, actually, it puts us at 50, because earlier when I showed this to you guys, it was on the linear chart, now we're logarithmic. So it's coming down to about 50,600 for support down there. Will we find support there? I mean, you know, we've tested this this line 4 times so far with a 75% success rate. We've tested the highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to count that as 7 times. And I would actually call that 100% success rate. We've actually, you know, obviously we've seen a couple of wicks, but, you know, just to put this in perspective, that's 3.6% up, 5.3% up. Look, it's a lot, but it's not, you know, this was 6%. So I guess you could count this as being a fake out. I don't know. I think this one was different. But, you know, to me, this looks like a pretty well-respected parallel descending channel. These are inherently, in my experience, these are the most powerful, the most useful chart patterns to indicate strong upside is on the way. In my experience, this is the biggest sign that strong upside is on the way. We've seen it many times. We've seen it in reverse, right? Like here's the same thing in reverse where we're trading down and then we kind of fight that trend a little bit and then we drop down really hard. It happened again over here and then we continued lower, happened again, and then we continued lower. You know, sometimes we do it in the opposite direction, right? So, you know, this one we kind of did it twice and it wasn't like super conventional, but it was the same thing. You know, we've done this many times. Sometimes we do it, you know, quite small, like right here, you know, and sometimes it's a little bit bigger, like right here, you know, but ultimately it's the same chart pattern. And we're doing it right now on a, you know, on a United States large size Coke cup from McDonald's on that kind of scale. Like we are talking, you know, 50 square miles in comparison to a couple of inches, you know, from what we saw before. So this is, you know, it's the exact same thing that we've seen many times. Bitcoin, in my experience, loves its fractals. It loves to kind of rhyme with its history and repeat similar kind of, you know, chart patterns. It loves to print them on different scales, on different sizes. And I unequivocally believe that that's what's happening right now. Do me a favor and pump those likes up, ladies and gents, if you're enjoying this stream so far. Let's get this thing up to 100. Got a comment here from a viewer saying, check alts, they're holding nicely till now comparatively. Very strange. How come? We'll take a look at that in just a bit. I want to wrap up a bit more of this Bitcoin stuff first. How to know if it's the final drop to get in? I have no fucking clue, bro. I've never been correct about stuff like that. Bing Bong is saying, keep drinking those Red Bulls. They give you superpowers and you'll live forever. I have a sense that you're being sarcastic there, but I actually agree with you. Red Bull is the elixir of my youth. It's the only thing keeping me 23, put it that way. I don't know what the fuck I just said. But anyway, we've got a phenomenal descending channel here. And I mean, this is still in play. I mean, you know, you can be scared as much as you like. The rest of the market will scare themselves as much as they want to be scared. But ultimately, it's the same chart pattern. We haven't invalidated it. We've respected it remarkably well. And we've come into this range from a really, really big, you know, kind of bout of volatility. I mean, you know, to me, fuck's sakes. I mean, you know, if I had just shown you this chart, right? Like, let me just go ahead and remove, you know, this and this, you know, and I just like show you this chart and I'm like, hey, what do you think? You know, like obviously everybody would tell me that this is, I mean, you know, there's another way that we can show this and it's with a very, very secret chart. I don't know how many of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to tease you guys. I'm going to show it to you later, but I promise you that this chart will completely flip your perspective. And it will ground you and it will make you extremely realistic about where you think this market can go. I'm not going to reveal it to you yet. I'm going to save that for like at least 150 likes because that shit is way too special and we got to pump this thing up a little bit more. But that chart will completely change your perspective. It always does. I've shown it to you guys a couple of times and it blows everyone's minds every single time. And today we're going to do it in a very, very big way. So if you're excited for that, let's smash them up. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think anybody looking at this chart, you know, how do you make a bearish argument based off this chart? I mean, you know, you got the market pumping up ridiculously. You got the market kind of coming down to a really nice level of support after setting an all-time high. I mean, yeah, we had a shallow breakout, but I think that we please don't like this from 9 other YouTube accounts. That's probably going to harm my YouTube channel in some way. They'll probably think I'm like botting my likes or something. So just like it once. That's enough. That's gonna be good. We're nearly at 100. So thank you very much. And yeah, so huge uptrend here. Very nice, drawn out, kind of fighting that trend, coming back down to a really, really nice support level. I mean, what more can you ask for, ladies and gents? I mean, realistically, what more can you ask for? I think it's a really, really good position for this market. Obviously, we'll throw on the Fibonacci retracement here, and we got 382 support right here at about $51,000. So that's absolutely fantastic. We got Juan is saying the chart looks exactly like the 2022 retracement to 47K before dumping to 15. I have no idea what you mean. It's literally the opposite situation. I think he's talking about. I think Juan is talking about this. And I think that's absolutely completely incorrect because, you know, this one happened in a downtrend. We were moving up. Now we're in an uptrend and we're moving down. I think it's completely. Yeah, if you invert it. That's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you meant basically that if you flip it upside down, then we're doing the same thing. And yeah, absolutely. You know, we are, and that's what makes this chart so damn bullish to me. To be honest. Yeah, no problem, dude. I mean, obviously, I didn't mean to like be rude or something. My apologies if I did that. But yeah, I think. I think, you know, phenomenal chart. I mean, I just don't know how you can fault this. Like I said, you know, we threw the Fibonacci on here just a second ago, and, you know, from a Fibonacci perspective, we're pretty golden. That was a good one. We're pretty golden. Obviously, you know, the lower we drop, the more kind of tense it can get. We got a 618 retracement down here, so, you know, this is going to be like $36,000. We don't really want to come down that low necessarily, but yeah, we're actually just setting fresh lows right now for well, not setting fresh lows yet, but we might do so very soon. I mean, this was the low, wasn't it? Yeah, this was the low, and this was just, look at that. We're doing this right now, ladies and gents, live on stream. We are yeah, that was 32 minutes ago that we set that low, and we are dropping down as we speak here. So that is very interesting. My position continues to pay me. I'm now at 29% profit on my short, which is absolutely fantastic. I want to blow this up and show this to you guys right here. This is gonna be kind of hard to show you. One sec, get this to focus on my hand, and then does that work? No. Hang on, let me see how I can get this to work here. We are going to. Oh no, more technical issues. Hang on. Yeah, we're gonna skip the flexing, I think, for a minute. But yeah, that short position continuing to make me some money there. Look, I mean, this is the position you want to be in, right? When the market's crashing, you still want to be making money on the way down. It's not even because it's good to make money. I mean, it's always good to make money, but it's more so because you cannot feel scared if you know that you can make money off the market dropping down, right? That's going to make you very, what I would call, anti-fragile. And the more kind of anti-fragile you are, the more you're going to be able to make objective, safe, healthy decisions for your capital. And that's going to be really, really good for you. You know, you just can't get worried about, you know, kind of price action in any direction. And it's going to give you a huge edge over everybody else who doesn't you know, I mean, the fear and greed index yesterday, this is not even today, yesterday was at 26, right? And right now, you know, 22. And right now when it updates not now, in 8 hours, you know, it's probably going to be a hell of a lot lower than that if we stay low. And we probably will. You know, and I think that, you know, when sentiment is this poor, you know, you really, really separate yourself from the rest of the market. if you yourself are not scared, right? If you yourself are not worried about kind of where this thing could end up going. And I really, like I said, I just really believe that makes such a big difference in trading for people, you know, when they can start feeling very kind of independent and not worried at all about what's going on in this market here. So absolutely phenomenal stuff. I really, really believe that it's so important. Here we are, yeah, at 28%. I'm going to give this one more try right here to see if I can show this to you guys on stream here. Yeah, you should be able to see that this time. Come on, focus. There we go. No. We're going to focus. Move my head out of the frame. Doesn't focus. That's my hand. Cover my face. There we go. That worked. So that's the near position right there. And again, like I said, all traded right here on Bybit. So you guys can check that out if you haven't already signed up. Blowfin, a phenomenal alternative. We got Perpetual Prince saying in the live chat, I respect you. I respect you all that trade leverage. It's not for everyone. 2 to 3 years ago, I would get liquidated so many times. So I only trade spot now, and it works better for me and my wealth. I use bigger size. Dude, you have a very typical story for leverage traders. Leverage is completely unsuitable for a lot of people, maybe even for most people. And what I know about my friends that have some serious capital that they're playing with, look at this, by the way. Bitcoin's just kind of recovering a little bit right now. So that's very interesting. What have we got outside here? Look at me, I'm on a live stream and I'm trying to like look at a Ferrari outside my window. This is why I love Dubai. You get like, what is that? That is mad. It's so loud. Can you guys hear that? You guys hear that car? I'm such a car guy. I can't help it. But yeah, no, I mean, your story is so typical, dude, you know, and so many people that I know, you know, they start off trading leverage and they fuck themselves, and then they get out and they just trade spot with higher size, and it's the same as leverage at the end of the day, but they don't have the liquidation levels and they don't have the strict stop losses, so they can be a lot more kind of calm with their trades, and it makes a huge difference. It makes a really big difference. And by the way, if you're doing that on Bybit, you won't even pay fees for that. That's free. That's free on Bybit. You're gonna pay a small fee to like withdraw your money always, as usual. I don't know, it'll be like $5 or something, and that's it. You can't pay any other fees on Bybit with this link down below. So that's super, super cool, and it works so well for so many people. So I really respect that. I have been in that position too. And I just decided to kind of learn how to do it safely, and then it makes a big difference, and it's actually really fun. And I should correct myself. It is fun. It shouldn't be fun. It shouldn't be fun. It should just be neutral, but it is. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. So you know, some people are going to be able to make it work. A lot of other people won't be able to make it work. And you said it yourself. It gives me peace of mind. So I respect you all that leverage trade 100%. It gives you so much peace of mind when you take leverage out. So, you know, for some people, it's just not for them. But I'd say most people, they don't even try it properly. They just start gambling, and you know, and then they leave, and it's like, well, you know, you know, it's like you're trying to drive a car, but you're going there, you know, you're going to drive the car wearing fucking clown boots, and you're like, yeah, but I can't reach, you know, I can't push the pedals properly. It's like, yeah, well, you know, you didn't make it easy for yourself. You know, you didn't come prepared in that sense. I think that's how most people kind of go. Ashley from Serbia, what's going on? How's Serbia looking these days? What about Ethereum? We will get to Ethereum in just a second. Ethereum is holding steady against Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's dominance has dipped down and is continuing to dip as we speak. It is setting a fresh low for this trading session. So we are losing a little bit of Bitcoin's dominance, and we did have a viewer asking about that in the live chat, so we'll definitely kind of zoom in on that and talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, we got Bitcoin just fighting that $54,000 price level right now, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you all for smashing up those likes. We're at 120 right now. If we can push them higher, I said 150. I'm going to be cheeky. I want to push that up to 2. Usually when I show you guys that super special chart, we're at 500. So I'm giving you guys a 50% discount on those likes right now. If we can get this thing up to 250, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to fuck around with you guys. I want to show you guys the chart. But if we can pump those likes up, we're going to get there. Look at that, $54,000 flat right here. And we are just hanging on by a thread before potentially returning back down to that low and sweeping it. And that's where we could be looking at much more downside. I think if we do sweep that low, that's also going to mean losing this low. And there's no other local price action at all until, kind of 52K really. So I honestly think we could end up seeing $52,000 on this live stream. And again, this is not something that you are allowed to be upset about if you're watching my channel. You can't. I am forbidding you from being scared or worried because this is really just where the opportunities come in. It gives us better entries. It gives us opportunities to short. There's a lot. We'll continue to talk about that in this live stream. But yeah, I think we could definitely see that happening during this one here, just on the minute time frame. Again, we're doing the classic. I've spoken to you guys about how these markets drop, before, and it's very, very typical. The very, very, very classic example here is, you kind of fall down to a low, you get a nice bounce up, but then you return to it, and the next time you return to, look at this, right? We're on the minute time frame, okay? So what happened here was we fell down to this low, and on the same minute we pumped up, and we didn't pump up by a little bit. On this one candle, we're up by 2%, which is $1,000. So it's a nice sizable pump. And it happens inside of literally 60 seconds. But that's great. And this happens off the $55,700 price level, or, $55,900 if we want to kind of line it up with this. But then the next time we return down to this level, in the same minute, we're only up by 0.5%. So we're obviously significantly weaker on the subsequent test of this support level. And that's, you can see that because we get a nice big bounce. The bounce sustains itself for, whatever, like an hour. But on this occasion here, we don't get any nice bounce, and it doesn't even sustain itself. And that's how you kind of roll over. And then obviously, that's a, 1.7% drop in 20 minutes. That's super tradable. And, with 5x, 10x leverage, you're at like 18% profit. That's a good fucking day. And we're doing the same thing right now. After what I've just said, hopefully you guys can spot this. Let me know if that was obvious to you in the live chat, because I want to know if I'm explaining these things properly. It helps me with that kind of feedback. But same thing here. We get a nice big bounce. In the same minute, we're up by 0.6%, and up to the high, we're up by 1.1%. And now we're back down to the same level pretty much, or we're getting close, and we're not really kind of doing well. So look, this is literally the 1 minute time frame, so you can't really analyze it that much, but you can analyze it a little bit, and I think that it does still work. So I think that's useful to know. We're getting a couple requests to look at the dollar, so we'll look at that in just a second. $52,000 is support. Below there is $48,000 as support, but not much. Because we've already tested it. 42K is bigger support. I agree. I think the levels for me are going to be more like 44, but yeah, I agree. Oh my god, 8-Bit Maniac says, I would love a $20,000 wick to just liquidate all these shorts. Now, 8-Bit Maniac, do you mean that we drop down by $20,000, or do you mean that we drop down to $20,000? Let me know what you meant there, and I'd love to know how the live chat feels about that comment as well. Pradeep in the live chat is saying, just in, Fed official 𝐁𝐥𝐨𝐅𝐢𝐧 says the odds of a recession might be rising. Of course, these idiots change the definition of words like recession, like they change candidates in the presidential elections. So we don't really care much for what they say. But of course, I think a lot of people have felt that we've been in a recession for a couple of years now, at least. And yeah, it could definitely continue to get worse. We'll see. This is the first time where I genuinely think that, the president could actually make a difference. I've never really said that, because generally the president doesn't make a big difference to the economy, and you can see that across the data. Your opinions will tell you one thing, but the data is actually quite consistent across presidencies. But this time I think that this time I do believe that we could kind of see a difference based on that. So I think that's interesting. I think he meant a $20,000 wick upwards to liquidate us shorting. Sounds like jealousy. Oh, is that what he said? Let me just read that comment again. What did he say? I'd love a 20k wick to liquidate all these shorts. Oh, yes. Sorry, my bad. I didn't read that properly. So he wants us to go up to $54,000. He's upset about people shorting. I mean, look, I would love a short squeeze. I don't know if we can get one. Let's take a look at this 𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐬𝐧 chart and see if there's a huge influx of kind of shorts coming in and stuff like that. That would obviously be interesting to kind of take a look at. We're so close to 150 likes, ladies and gents. Thank you all for pumping them up here in this live stream. We're at 350 viewers. If you are enjoying this so far, do me a favor and smash them up, ladies and gents. Let's take a look at that CVD, and open interest is already there. And I hope that you can see this on my screen. I hope that it's not cut off. I think it is cut off a little bit, isn't it? So let me hide my face cam so you can see this better. And what have we got here? So, I mean, we'll look at this on a smaller time frame, like we'll go for 15 minutes for now. And yeah, so we've actually seen a lot of shorts close here. Yeah, we've seen a lot of shorts closing, which means a lot of people seem to be... That's so weird. A lot of people are closing their short positions, which would indicate... Hang on, let me make sense of this. This is... I'm not super familiar with this. I'm actually kind of a noob when it comes to this analysis. And then, you know, doing it on a live stream is a different challenge. But what have we got here? So we're seeing the price dropping and open interest dropping, which means positions are closing, and CVD is dropping, which means there are shorts. So okay, so this means longs are closing. My bad. Somebody correct me in the live chat if I was wrong about that. Somebody else is gonna know this better than me. But yeah, this definitely means longs are closing. So yeah, no short liquidations just yet, according to that. I think overall, if we zoom out a little bit, we are generally seeing longs closing. Yeah, this is what this is showing. Longs are closing. I think that's the only kind of real conclusion that I can draw from this data at the moment. Let's zoom in a little bit further. Get a slightly more intimate view of what's going on. And from this perspective, again, positions continuing to close, and it's the long positions that are closing. So what does that mean, longs are closing? Good question. Thank you for asking. It means that people who bought Bitcoin are exiting their positions. And as you know, like if I sold you 10 Bitcoins, if you bought 10 Bitcoins from me, and then you decided actually you don't want to hold those Bitcoins anymore, you have to sell them. And when you sell them, you push the price down even more. And on the what the open interest means is, you know, the interest in the market. So in other words, how many positions there are. When it drops, it means that there's less positions. So that tells you positions are closing. And then CVD tells you which direction those positions are closing in. So if it's dropping down, it means that it's closing in the short direction. It's closing in the sell direction. So it means that, you know, positions where people have bought Bitcoin are closing. People are closing those positions. Absolutely, no problem. You're very welcome. So yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. We're just recovering a little bit now to 54.1. So let's see how this goes. Maybe forming a bit of kind of a bear flag of sorts before potentially dropping down, or, you know, maybe even an ascending channel, something a little bit like this. We'll see. I don't have any faith in this particular price range. However, I've been very pessimistic. Let me talk to you about the upside. You know, recovery is always possible. You know, we've seen recoveries off really random levels, you know, recently, like this one here at 53. We saw 49, so we didn't even, you know, we front ran the 48 and we overshot the 52 level, which is very, very funny. Everybody was expecting 52 and 48 and we hit neither of them. So that's hilarious. And we're far closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I fully agree with you. Fully agree. We are way closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I mean, 1,000,000% agreement there. I think it's very, very clear. But in terms of, kind of upside, we've bounced off kind of, almost seemingly random levels. But it doesn't really matter where we bounce off to me, as long as it's above $48,000 or even 44. Because, well, yeah, as long as it's above 48, because, the only resistance level is going to be up here at 57K. And this is a, kind of relatively new resistance level. It's not that new. I mean, obviously we were dealing with this level in 2021. It was 58. It wasn't 57. But, yeah, I think this is where we're seeing a little bit of kind of, there's some consolidation. We're getting resistance and support at this level. So I think that 57K is going to be the first kind of real target for Bitcoin on the upside. And, again, if we can get above it, then, really we still have to sweep this high at 64. That's how I feel. I think the first good thing would be kind of getting above this level. If we can get above this level, then we're kind of like back in the game and we can start doing something with this from that point onwards. But, until and unless that happens, I think we're in a pretty dangerous place. That's my point, is that like it's gonna, the only way I see this recovering now is that you just get one of those like completely unpredictable random huge pumps, which don't seem to make any sense. But in terms of like organic normal price action, I don't believe that that can take the market higher at the moment. We have to fall down to a support level first, and we haven't actually done that yet. So I think that's the problem. 8-bit is saying he only ever trades spot. He's not jealous of people making money on shorts. He just thinks perpetuals will keep slaughtering retail, and that will mean no banana zone this cycle. What does a banana zone mean? You're obviously right. I mean, leverage traders do slaughter retail, but what can you do about it? I mean, it's not going to stop, is it? It's just part of the market. It's part of every single market. Every single market. I don't, and markets still move up despite leverage. I mean, Bitcoin has had leverage trading since at least 2016. And, I remind you that Bitcoin was like $1,000 back then. So we're about 54 times, 54 times higher than that right now. So we're doing pretty well. NASDAQ is looking pretty bad. Interesting. Yeah, we'll look at the dollar now because I got a couple of requests for the dollar. And ladies and gents, if you are enjoying the stream so far, do me a favor and smash those likes up. We got a very, very interesting chart coming for you all a little bit later on in this live stream. I want to look at the dollar first because look at that. We've got a huge bounce up on the dollar right now. That's probably, and that's happened very recently, hasn't it? This bounce started 45 minutes ago. How long have we been live for? We've been live for about 45 minutes. So we've seen the dollar kind of bounce during this live stream. How interesting, right? We're seeing this happen live together. The dollar is at a macro support level. It didn't really get a big bounce yet. Usually when it bounces off these kind of macro support levels, it tends to bounce up pretty quick. And so in that sense, the dollar's looking pretty weak, considering that it hasn't gotten a big bounce yet. Could it form that bounce from lower and then kind of move? Obviously, yes, that's entirely possible. I don't know if that would actually happen, and I'm not really in the business of trying to predict stuff like that. It's not super important to me. But yeah, I think that, compared to how the dollar has kind of responded to these levels before, it's looking noticeably weaker at this point. And that is, potentially going to open the path for much more downside for the dollar. But of course, by extension, hopefully much more upside for indices. And of course, Bitcoin would follow from there. Speaking of indices, the S&P, and this is the weird thing that's happening today, right? Nobody's making money. I'd like to know, because I'm not really like a good macroeconomic analyst, or macroeconomy analyst. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but I'm sure somebody would know better than me in the live chat. Where's the money going? Because if you look at the dollar, that's getting weaker. If you look at the S&P 500, that's getting weaker. That is very rare that happens. If we look at gold, that's getting weaker, right? Let me show you gold right now. Gold is like, if everything else is going to shit, you expect gold to be okay. But gold is also, in a bit of trouble right now. Look at this. So, it's not bad at all. I mean, to be clear, this is not concerning in the slightest. But, you would expect if there's weakness everywhere else that would result in strength. I mean, what? Is the money evaporating? Obviously not, right? The money is not evaporating. So, where is it? I don't know. Ratio is saying it's going in the dollar, but that's clearly not the case because we haven't really gotten that bounce over there. Blackie is saying bonds. How do I? Is there a chart I can see for that? I'm kind of a noob on that stuff. But is there a chart I can see for that? 20+ year treasuries. I'm sure we can pull up 20-year treasuries. So let's see. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure those are charts here. I'm gonna embarrass myself though, because I'm not really good at stuff like this, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not worried about embarrassment on this stream. I'm learning along with you guys, and I'm not afraid of saying that. I've been learning for 7 years. I've been in this game. TLT. Thank you very much, Sandman. Yeah, so it looks like that was the right chart, but this is a much better one. So yeah, we're seeing so what happened up here? 2020. Okay, so everybody was looking for safety when COVID happened, and the real place that they found safety in was treasuries. That makes a lot of sense. So basically, if treasuries go up, everybody's super scared. Is that what we're seeing here? We got a lot of fear in the market. We got a lot of uncertainty. Up by 21% in nearly a year. From this low, up by 15% in about 4 months. Clearly, yeah, this is the only thing that's up right now. Interest rates going down. Has that actually happened yet? No, not yet. We haven't seen that happen yet. And this is the interesting thing, right? Like in transition, everybody is talking about if interest rates kind of come down, then, we're in a bull market again. But actually, transition periods are quite unstable for markets. So, that could spell a little bit of turbulence ahead over here. Sandman, thank you. You're giving a lot of wisdom here. Probably up to 125 in 6 to 12 months. Let's see. 125. Sandman thinks we're going up here to this red line. And let's see what that lines up with. So, if we're going up here for treasuries, and this is what happened last time, then, probably to get here, we would need to see all of our assets that we love dying. So I don't know. But, yeah, we'll go back to the dollar here for a second. Yeah, heavy downside to be expected, I think, if the dollar is not able to hold on to this level. Probably down to, the next kind of sideways zone here, that would, the bottom of the sideways zone, which would be at about 93.5 on the dollar index. Let's see if Forex is kind of reflecting that. We got GBP USD getting a bit weaker. Yeah, so the pound has been gaining against the dollar. The euro has been gaining against the dollar. So clearly, US is just confidence in the dollar taking a bit of a hit today. Don't exactly know why. Interest rate seems to be the kind of scapegoat for that. But yeah, look at that, 54k flat. We're not able to hold that very small bounce that we've just produced. And I think it looks pretty clear to me now, because we kind of set a low over here. If we sweep this low at 53.9, then we're coming down to this low, and I don't think that this low is going to hold. So I think we're going to see potentially $52,000. It depends. I mean, this is intensifying right now, so we'll see how this goes live on stream. Smash up the likes for this live analysis, ladies and gents. The bull run ended at $74,000. Stop hoping. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you, man. So I don't agree based on that alone. But look at that. Bitcoin is wait until the Fed cut and more crash. Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, it's election season. It's very, very much preferable to have a bullish kind of environment at times like this. And I think that from a lot of different perspectives, we're pretty golden. I mean, I want to remind you guys about this chart because, it feels like we have very short memory spans for important charts here. But, this is what Bitcoin is trading in right now. And, there's no way that you can tell me that this is a bearish chart. I reject it completely, wholeheartedly. I reject the idea that this is a bearish chart. It's not. it's fucking not. It's consolidating at an all-time high in the single most bullish chart pattern I've ever seen in my life. I don't see it. The invalidation would be falling out of this range, right? That would be where it gets bad, right? You've kind of fall below 50. that would start to put this chart in a stressed position. I still wouldn't worry about it, right? I mean, you know, if we can kind of extend this chart out a little bit more, you know, I mean, we can kind of do something a little bit like this, and I'm still okay with that. That's actually better, you know. So and Bitcoin does that all the time. Bitcoin always forms deviations, right? I mean, look at this. I mean, bear in mind we're on the weekly time frame here. Bitcoin had a really nice, you know, long-term, again, weekly, long-term kind of consolidation here, and we got a big fake out here and a big fake out here. So, you know, that's actually very normal. Turkey applied to join BRICS, so the USD is taking a pasting. Yeah, seen a little bit about that, but that was a few days ago, wasn't it? The U.S. economy is booming, according to EMS. Low 4.2% unemployment. Well, these are, and I'm sure you know this, EMS, hopefully, but you know, these are misleading statistics. You know, when they're saying very low unemployment, because they're counting people who have 2 jobs as 2 separate people. You know, so people are hand to mouth out there in the States. A lot of people, and people taking on 2 jobs doesn't mean there's lower unemployment. It's very misleading. So I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about that. I really hope I'm wrong. But you know, I think the data was pretty clear on those things. It doesn't matter that Bitcoin looks bullish if the S&P is bearish. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% correct. I 100% agree with you. The Bitcoin chart is pretty much totally meaningless if traditional finance is weak. But how weak is traditional finance, bro? How weak is traditional? You know what? I remember, was it here? I think it was here or here. It was here, I think. I'm pretty sure. I remember that the S&P 500 was dropping down here, and we had just kind of reached like a 20% drop, and everybody and their grandmother was calling for a bear market for the S&P 500 and, you know, a recession and all of that stuff for, you know, the United States and the rest of the world. And this was back in 2019, yeah? And I was on YouTube. I mean, you can go back and find my videos about this. They're obviously all still uploaded. And what I was saying on YouTube, ladies and gents, was if everybody is, you know, so confident that, you know, we're entering a bear market, then we're obviously not going to enter a bear market, right? I mean, everybody was talking about it. Your fucking taxi driver was talking about it. Your barber was talking about it. Bloomberg, CNN, everybody was talking about it. You know, and everybody had the same opinion that it's over. We're not going to make it. And you know, we're in a bad position. And I was telling you guys, that's not how markets top. You know, like when you can feel such a strong, the way markets top is that you can't believe it. You can't believe that the market can drop. You know, you can only accept that this is a scheduled routine correction. You know, when the market tops out and then it starts dropping down, you have the complete and utter total belief that that this is just a standard retracement and we're going to continue going up again for the, you know, 1700th time. That level of certainty is how we get bear markets beginning. So I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone. So that's obviously not where we are right now. You know, we look at the S&P 500 and that didn't work out at all. You know, and by the way, shout out to those of you that were watching this YouTube channel back then. You're going to remember what I was saying back then. I can't remember if I said it about this one or this one. I don't think it was this one, because this one was even more obvious that it was going to recover. And people were being even more stupid, but I didn't, like, I thought that it was so obvious that I didn't really, you know, say a whole lot about it. But yeah, shout out to those of you that have been subscribed from back then. And by the way, thank you all for smashing those likes up. We've picked up a little bit on this stream, so I really appreciate your support there, ladies and gents. You have crypto in Baghdad? I have no idea, man. I'm not in Baghdad. Oh, Ahmed is. What's up, Baghdad? How we doing, man? Only the Fed can save us, yeah, and Biden. But yeah, you know, I mean, you know, the S&P 500 has been in positions where everybody was calling for bear markets. It obviously wasn't like that, and right now we've got some pretty serious fear in this market. Shout out to Jessica Rabbit. I've been subscribed since before the face reveal. I think you were a teenager. I was a teenager. I was a fat fuck, and it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Let me see if I can actually show you guys how I used to look, because this is hilarious. Bear with me. I don't know if you can see me here. I I want to show you guys what I used to look like here. Shout out to Jessica for watching this channel from all that time. I was doing technology videos, and what's funny is that I had an adult voice. I did have an interesting voice, I think. Yeah. It was. I actually, because I was a voice actor back then. I was a voice actor, so that's how that happened. Hey, check this out, guys. This is hilarious. You gotta. This is so embarrassing, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. You gotta smash up the likes for this, all right? You're not watching this without smashing up those likes, because this is too much. But check this out. This is hilarious. Just wait for this ad to finish, because I'm not signed in. This is. Look at how stupid I was filming my first time. This was my first like vlog. 10th of July 2017. I was how old was I here? I think I was 15 years old. This was right when I entered crypto, and this is it. This is what we were working with here. Look at this. Look at this. I was so nervous, but that's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah. Definitely come a long way. Shout out to Jessica, absolute legend. Yeah, man, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But back to the S&P 500. I saw a tweet today which I fully agreed with. Somebody basically said that $40,000 feels awfully like $12,000. Back in whatever 2022, 2023 at the bottom, and I actually fully agree with that. I mean, $40,000 feels so abysmally low right now for the market in general. It feels like such a scary, it makes you feel sick in your stomach kind of level. And of course, we didn't even reach it in the previous bottom. So I think that really tells us a lot about where we're at in this market. And we're so close to 250 likes. When we get there, I'm showing you guys a crazy chart which will blow your fucking mind. So smash them up if you're excited for that. Sammy the Teenager to Sammy the Monster. Thank you. But yeah, I think it feels like an untouchable level in the same way that 12K felt untouchable but very, very scary. And again, the S&P 500, I mean, we're too early right now for people to be calling a bear market. I mean, if you're trying to like make a checklist of everything that happens when the market definitely does not enter a bear market, let me repeat. If you're trying to make a checklist of everything that happens when the market is definitely not going to top out, when the market is definitely not going to enter a bear market, if you want to make that checklist, we're checking every box right now. Does that mean that, we're definitely not moving down? Obviously not, right? Like, I've been wrong before many times, and I'm going to be wrong again many times. And I hope I have many, many more opportunities to be wrong, because the more opportunities I have to be wrong, the more opportunities I'm going to have to be right and to make money. So I sincerely hope I keep on making mistakes and making good decisions. A long, happy life of trading for everybody is what I wish for everybody here. And absolutely, I firmly believe that we're checking every single box to tell us that we're not. Everybody is saying the same shit that always happens when the markets do not top out. And the S&P 500's got a good way down. I mean, we can drop down from this high down to the previous all-time high, and we're only down by 15%. I mean, can we take a second? Can we take a second to really understand what that means here? I mean, the dictionary definition of a bear market used to be, I don't know, everyone's changing dictionary definitions these days, but it used to be a 20% drop, right? So something a little bit like what happened back here. And that alone just wasn't even scary. It wasn't even scary back then. Even this back here, I mean, shit, like this wasn't scary at all. And this is what I'm saying to you guys. This is the point that I was making a little bit earlier on in this live stream when I showed you guys this phenomenal Bybit trade right here with 30% profit right now. Like I said, I put in 100 grand. I've secured over $7,000 profit. I got another 20K in profit. So I've done very, very well for taking profits on this position as well. And this is what I'm saying. If you can make money on the way down, you can't be scared by these things, right? So I think that's a really, really important thing in these markets. And like I said, all the links to the exchanges I'm using are down below. This trade was made on Bybit. Blowfin is a phenomenal alternative to Bybit, and both of them are going to give you huge bonuses when you start trading, which is super, super cool indeed. Apex is the decentralized sister exchange of Bybit, which is super, super cool as well. Well worth checking out. I think this is going to be the future of crypto. And I don't say words like that lightly because I'm not a degenerate that like tries to hype everything up for no reason. I firmly believe that this will be the future of crypto. You know, so this is really, really cool. But yeah, you know, I mean, dictionary definition of, and you can just, you know, you can pause the stream or even just open a new tab and get your bonuses. As soon as you start making your deposits and starting to trade, you're going to get paid very well, you know, with extra money that you can throw back into the market. So that's super cool. And by the way, anybody that's got a VIP tier on Bybit, you're VIP if you have over $100,000 deposited, or if you've traded over $10 million in 30 days, which is including leverage, by the way. So this is the equivalent of like, you know, very, very low trades in terms of volume compared to 10 mil. If you have any VIP tier, you are going to get the Bybit debit card, which is sick. The Bybit debit card, so cool. You can spend this anywhere in the world. It's a Visa, or is it MasterCard? I don't know, but it's one of the two. You know, you can spend it everywhere. Super, super cool. That's for any VIP on Bybit. And all you've got to do is just have a bit of trading volume or money deposited. So that's super cool. Yeah, but you know, bear market, you know, perspective, I mean, you know, 20% is the dictionary definition. Over here, we went down by 35%, and then the rally afterwards was mind-blowing. It more than doubled in the next, like, I don't know, year and a half or so, a little bit more. So very clearly, you know, not something to be super worried about. Trump is now up 8% on Poly Market over Harris, bullish as fuck, according to EMS. You know, I don't really like these polls. They swing a little bit too much, and I don't think that they tell us a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, definitely bullish for now if Trump can maintain that. Obviously, Kamala can't do any long-form discussions because if she dares discuss her ideas, everybody will see how stupid her ideas are. So she just has to kind of bank on the hate angle and making everybody scared and fearful, which is very effective. You know, but she can't do long-form, and I think that's why Trump has got his lead. So that's fantastic. But again, back to the S&P 500. You know, I mean, we've got, you know, 𝐂𝐥𝐸𝐧 is saying, here's the thing, 𝐂𝐥𝐸𝐧. I mean, I understand where you're coming from here, but 7+ years I've been in this market. Trust me, I've seen and heard it all in crypto. Yeah, so that's like 50 years in traditional finance or something, or 20. You know, and 𝐂𝐥𝐸𝐧 is saying there are several very experienced analysts saying 70 to 80% drop coming. Now, who here in the live chat knows the guy who was in the Big Short? Like, who was the guy in the Big Short? What was this guy's name? Can someone tell me? Because I forgot. Was it Michael Burry or something? Was that it? Michael Burry, yeah, Michael Burry. So Michael Burry, he had some predictions, didn't he? Michael Burry had a couple of predictions about the market dying, and my God, anybody that listened to him was in a really, and who's got more respect than Michael Burry in terms of macroeconomics? Oh, by the way, Bitcoin's dropping right now. Take a look at this on the minute time frame. We are right down to my level of invalidation now. We've just actually dropped below it and recovered. So let's see how this goes. But you know, I mean, who has more support than Michael Burry? You know, you guys all know there's nobody that has more support than, you know, that more love than Michael Burry, or very few. You know, and if you listen to him, I mean, shit, you've been, you know, I mean, it's hard, right? I remember when I was kind of coming around the curve of experience as a trader, and, you know, I went from strongly kind of, you know, banking on what, you know, people who I admire, strongly banking on what they would say. And I took what they said into account very, very well. And I started to notice that these people they're people too. You know, they wake up and they take a fucking shit too, just like you and I. And they're wrong sometimes, you know? And they're wrong much more often than you think, actually. Look at that. We're dropping right now. We're just losing this level right now, ladies and gents. So let's see if we go back down to that low. Smash up those likes for this volatility. We're so close to that 250 like target where I'm going to be giving you guys a very, very exciting chart. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We are, look at that. Let's go on the 1 second time frame just to really, really milk that ADHD for everything it's worth. Yeah, we're at $53,900 now. Michael Burry had strong predictions about these markets dropping, and if you listened to him, you would have missed out on so much upside. you know? And so I don't care what experienced analysts have to say. They're not that special. I really think this is important. I mean, what you, literally you, whoever you are watching, what you can achieve as an analyst on your own will always be better than what any experienced analyst can tell you, including me. Okay? Including me. Because I have wrong ideas and bad trades and stuff like that too. And I'm not perfect. But if you get the basics down, if you learn the basics really well, then, you know, what do you have to worry about? And any of you that are interested in kind of working with me one-to-one, we've got this amazing one-to-one offer, which you can get access to by following this direct contact link to me in the description. It's a 12-week program. It's a serious investment. And it's worked out amazingly. We've had some. One of the clients here. I actually just met up with him in Dubai a couple of days ago. Because obviously, I mean, by the way, any of you guys that kind of work with me, I'd love to meet with you. And if it's possible, I'm not saying we're gonna take flights and stuff, but if it works, it works, and usually it does because I travel a lot. But this one guy, I mean, he's saved himself from, over $500,000 in losses, probably, maybe much more. So he's done incredibly well, and his investment was way lower than what he saved. So that was really cool. If anyone wants to kind of get in, and that's just one story. I mean, there's countless stories just like that. Some of them are defensive, some of them are offensive, people that made a lot of money, or some people that just prevented themselves from losing a lot of money. I don't really care what it is, as long as it's a positive outcome. And that's worked out really well. So if you want to get in on that, it is expensive, it is very serious. It's nowhere near how expensive it'll be to lose money for a lot of people. It'll cost you a lot less to do this than lose the money, but look at that, Bitcoin is bouncing right now. But yeah, super cool offer. And again, just back to Michael Burry here. I mean, he was wrong about that, and that happens all the time. So I don't think it matters what experienced analysts say. And a lot of analysts have credentials that they're given just because they're on Bloomberg or something, right? Like they're on a news show, and but people that you really do want to listen to, they don't go on TV. They don't like have a big social media presence. The people that really know what's going on in the market are very quiet, and they have no interest in sharing what they think. Why would they? They've got 2-3 kids and a beautiful wife and a fucking big house, and they're just chilling on the lake going fishing and trading. Like, why the fuck would they care? Those are the people you want to hear from, but you're not going to hear from them. And so the alternative is that you become one of them. That's what I decided to do. I started to go against these super experienced traders that I admired, and I started making money. Just now, this trade that I took, this short trade that I'm in, which I've made about 30 grand in profit in like a couple of days, and that in itself is a relatively light position. Right when I entered this trade, a couple of traders who I really admire, Trader SZ, Trader XO, they were both very bullish. And Trader SZ, those of you that know Trader SZ and XO, they are really good respected traders in this market. I mean, they have a very good reputation. I really admire them. And before, earlier on in my kind of trading career, I was scared when I went against people like that. 2 days ago, I saw that their sentiment was like this, and I was like, yeah, we've been here before. These are good traders, but I've traded opposite to them before, and it's made me money a lot of the time. So, it's not a markdown on them. It's just that you can't base your stuff off that. Sean, shout out to Sean, saying Sammy smashing it with the truth bombs. Thank you very much, Sean. And yeah, we have hit 250 likes. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that very special chart in just a second. Yeah, so that is super cool there. But yeah, Bitcoin is forming a little bit of a bounce right now. What is the dollar doing? The dollar is moving down a little bit, so that's interesting. Bitcoin's dominance has risen back up to 57% for a second here, so that's also cool. But now I want to show you guys a very interesting chart. And please don't spoil it for any viewers that are new or who just haven't seen it yet. I want people to have a fair chance at at answering my next question. And you have to answer it very honestly. And what you have to do is within a split second, when I show you this next chart, you've got to tell me if you think this is a bullish chart or a bearish chart, okay? And no cheating here. Please don't spoil it for anybody, because I want, any viewers who have never seen this before, I want them to have a fair chance at learning something very useful here. So please help me here if you know what I'm going to do, because I have shown this to subscribers before. But I'm going to show you a chart in just a second here, ladies and gents. And all I'm going to ask is that you tell me in one word, just write it in the comment section. Is this a bullish or a bearish chart? That's all I'm going to ask you. So just bear with me here while I prep this chart for you guys. We've just smashed 250 likes, so thank you all very much. If you're excited for this, do me a favor and smash them up again. Or if you haven't done so already, there's no point smashing them twice. But yeah, we got, you tell me. So here we are in one word. How do we feel about this chart? We're not interested in what this chart is. We just want to know, do we feel like this is a bullish or bearish chart? Okay. All right, let's see what we got in the live chat. So that was super quick. We got James Wood saying bearish, Zahab bearish, Josh bearish, Khalid bearish, Aubrey bullish. That's the first bullish comment that we got. Everybody else is bearish. Bear flag. Bearish, bear flag. Got a couple of people saying bullish. I think we've seen like 4 or 5 people saying bullish, maybe 6. And everybody else is saying that this is bearish. Large time frame bearish, short term bullish. Short term bullish, large time frame bearish. Yeah. Crabbish. We got crabbish here. Maybe double bottom bullish, but otherwise bearish. So overwhelmingly bearish, clearly. We've got a couple more people saying bullish. And actually, let's make a poll as well. Let me make a poll, because I want to get some real data on this as well right here. So bear with me while I start this poll up. Are we bullish or bearish? It's in the live chat. So if you're watching this live, please just, you're going to see this in the live chat in the next 2 seconds. Please vote. Are we bullish or bearish according to this chart? I want to see some statistics for this and see how we feel about this. And if you are, if you're kind of figuring this out already, then please keep it to yourself so that any viewers who, haven't seen this before can kind of answer this fairly. And this is what we're all about, by the way, ladies and gents, as we kind of wait for these votes to come in. We are, we are interested, and the more votes we can get, the better, because, I want integrity for this data. We are interested in very grounded, realistic analysis. You're about to find out why. On this YouTube channel here, this is what you get all the time. We got about 70 votes so far. Let's get a couple more votes in this. I wanna kind of fill this out, and we got a pretty even split. We got a pretty even split so far. We're 40% bullish and 60% bearish. Yeah. So. And I probably should have specified a time frame, but I'm thinking, obviously, we're on a very zoomed out chart, so I'm obviously asking more long term than short term. I want to say bearish, but given commodities and oil have been wrecked, I have a hard time thinking more bearish overall. Bearish after it touches that descending resistance, yeah, and it's at that descending. Well, yeah, I guess this is what you mean by descending resistance. You've got a pretty even split here. Very even split, 45-55. And obviously, if you've never seen this chart before, then this is an inverted Bitcoin chart. Okay, so this is Bitcoin just flipped upside down. So to give you some points of reference, this was 2017, $20,000. This was 2019, $14,000. This was 2021, $50-something thousand, or what was the 64 or something? My bad. And this is our all-time high at 70K. So everything that happens is flipped upside down, right? If we move up, then this chart moves down, and if the real price moves down, then this chart moves up. So that's what we're seeing here. It's just Bitcoin flipped upside down. It helps us remove our biases. Obviously, this can only really be a long-term question because it's an ultra long-term chart here. This chart does stretch back to 2015. So that is nearly 10 years. Wow, that's going to make us all feel old. And I think that I think that this really helps us. We have so many emotions. We have so many judgments about this market that we strongly believe, that we're really bought into, that we're invested into, whether that's driven by fear or FOMO, which is also fear. But I think that when you kind of flip these charts upside down, which we don't do often, right? I mean, you don't want to do it super often because obviously it's going to lose, it's going to become less useful. But if we start to kind of look at things like this, without a doubt, you start seeing that you're able to view these markets a little bit more objectively, and I think that's definitely sort of what happened over here. So thank you all for smashing up those likes. We're closing in on 300. I really want to get this stream up to 500 if we can today, ladies and gents. So if you are enjoying it so far, do me a favor and smash them up. Let's pump those likes up a little bit for this super healthy, sober analysis. I get a little bit annoyed when I share this chart because then everybody else starts looking at it and then it kind of loses how cool it is, because it's more useful if it's kind of rare to look at. But I don't care. I don't really hide secrets from you guys about my trading and stuff here. But yeah, I think look, if you are bullish, I think most people stop being bullish like here or here, which in real terms is $30,000 or $40,000. But it's overwhelmingly clear that it must drop down, right? Can we agree on that? Do we have any objections to that? I would love to hear it. I mean, I'm not interested in a fight. I just want to know how we feel. The full extent of being bullish can't go beyond these green lines the way I see it, and I'd love to know if there are any objections or if there's kind of widespread agreement on that. And then other than going up to those levels, or in reality going down to those levels, I think it's overwhelmingly clear that the market has to drop after that on this chart. Lisan Al-Ghaib is saying that this chart is begging to roll over. I completely agree with you. 1,000,000% agree with you. It is begging to roll over. It's on its fucking knees. This chart is on its knees. So yeah, I fully agree. Absolutely. By the looks of it, Bitcoin is breaking the low. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the real chart in just a second. We got Crypto Degenerate 503 saying, yeah, I disagree, we're getting ready to go up again. Yeah, elaborate. Tell me where you think we're going and why. I think you can write pretty long comments here, so I'd love to have a real discussion with you guys. But yeah, I think this is super interesting, and I think it really kind of helps us bring a fresh, unbiased, healthy perspective to the market, and that's how you get paid. So I like that. I like getting paid. So that's what I'm seeing there. But yeah, we bring it back to Bitcoin here on the real chart, and obviously this is again the same chart but now upright. Before we were seeing it upside down, now it's right side up. And yeah, I mean, it's the same chart. Downside maximum potential that I see is like 40K, maybe 30K. We're going to be a little bit more conservative with our price targets when we flip it right side up again. But I mean, how is it going lower than 30K? I don't see it happening. But what I do see happening is that regardless of if it's 40K or 30K at worst, I don't see how it's not 200K afterwards. And then then it doesn't really matter how low it went, does it? So yeah, very even split in the live chat. Super interesting. We got 160 votes. 48% people feel bullish on that inverse chart. 52% feel bearish. Really cool. Really cool. That was a very interesting result. Thank you for voting, ladies and gents. I really appreciate you you interacting with that, because that was pretty damn interesting. I'm gonna end this poll now because we can't now we're on a different chart, so I don't want to confuse people. But Perpetual is saying, I think it'll rise to my second lower line as a deviation. So he probably means like here, 30K. Is that what you mean? Cutest Girls is saying 30K. If it goes to 30K, there's no bull market anymore. I mean, I don't know about that. Like, take a look at this right here, right? Like we got pretty much like a complete wipeout, actually, didn't we? from 14K down to 3.8, and this bull market was very much still going. And I would argue that the bull market started here. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, the S&P 500, like I was saying a little bit earlier on, the S&P 500 has a dictionary definition by a lot of people that a 20% drop puts it in a bear market, and then here it had a 35% drop and it doubled afterwards. Within a short space, relatively, for the S&P on its timescales for a relatively short period of time. So I can't be worried about this. And the point, I got sidetracked a lot, but the point that I was making about the S&P is that given where we are and where we've been, I think it's overwhelmingly likely that this level can turn into support for the S&P 500. It was, of course, the previous all-time high, and it remains untested. We got above this. We got above this all-time high around December of last year, and it's now been about 270 days, so 8-9 months. And we haven't backtested this resistance level. We haven't found support there yet. So, I think that it would be very, very welcome for the S&P 500 to fall down here, and that would probably translate to, a $40,000 Bitcoin, maybe lower. Maybe 42, 44, maybe lower. I don't actually know. Obviously, we'd have to kind of wait and see if it happens. But it would probably indicate some real blood for Bitcoin. But it would also be a phenomenal backtest, and it's only a total drop of like 16%. So you're not even reaching the the bear market definition. And I think that that's so important in this market. The fact that the S&P 500 has a really nice. I can't raise my volume from here, man. I think. Well, hang on. Let me see. You guys, let me know. You guys, let me know if this volume helps. I don't want to start clipping. I don't want my audio to get screwed. But let me know if this volume is better, please, ladies and gents. But yeah, I think I think by kind of standard bear market definitions, we're not even going to meet them. And we have, a 270-day, untested level here. I think it's in such a good place. Okay, better, great, thank you. Is it a good moment to short? I mean, I'm in a short right now. I don't know if that makes it a good moment for you to short, but I like the idea of shorts right now. I can be bullish and I can still go short, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to make more Bitcoin. So, I still think Bitcoin's going to be getting to a much higher price level later on. But yeah, I think how is the S&P 500 dropping below this? And even if it does, it's got phenomenal support down here at 3,600. Like, I guess you could call this a bear market, but I don't know. This wouldn't scare me. And then, I think, again, like I said, I hate to say it because it's political, but I really do believe that, whichever president we get can have a big impact on these markets next. So, that could be interesting too. Trump announced... someone's got to fact check me on this, but Trump announced that he's going to lower corporation tax to 15% for companies that make their products in the USA. He's announced for every new thing they're doing, they're going to deregulate 10 different things. I mean, when you talk about stimulating the fucking economy, I mean, this is like Thatcher in the UK. There's nothing that can stimulate the economy more than this. You lower the tax rates, you deregulate industries, you make it, comfortable for businesses to be in your fucking country. What do you think is going to happen? Obviously, you're going to get jobs, you're going to get, money coming in and all that stuff. So like I said, kind of depends on that in a sense. I don't think it's super dependent on if it's Trump or Kamala, but I think, there's something there. So yeah, just bear with, guys. I got a couple of notes that I want to start sharing with you guys as well. Not notes, but charts that I want to bring up on screen. Yeah. But I will go ahead and do that right now on stream with you guys. Do I have an antithesis about the idea of super cycle topping in? I don't know enough about those theories to comment on that, unfortunately. Let's go back to the minute time frame here. Let's see what's going on for Bitcoin, because I really want to... Oh, yeah, we're already... we lost all of those gains. We fell down to this low. And again, this is what I'm saying, right? Shout out to those of you that were kind of watching from earlier on. How many of you guys have been watching since the beginning? Let me know. We've been live now for an hour and a half. For 90 minutes, we've been live. How many of you guys have been watching since the beginning? I'd love to know. But I think in short, yeah, we've got, a big bounce coming off this level the first time. Very, very quick bounce. Nice and big bounce. And now, we're not really forming the same kind of bounce again. So, to me, that's again another indication that we might sweep that low. So we'll see how that goes. Shout out to cutest girls, Alex, Dapper, Bilbo, Lisan, Lewis, all tuning in to this live stream from the very, very beginning. Love you guys. Thank you all very, very much. Shout out to TS, just tuned in 5 minutes ago. How we doing? Welcome to the live stream. Ethereum's at 2,200, is it? Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's not in a good place right now. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't really want to analyze Ethereum that much because, again, it's just going to be a worse version of Bitcoin right now, isn't it? But the weaker this thing gets, the more interested I am in buying it. I am actually, quite interested in converting maybe 50% or more of my Bitcoin stack into Ethereum. If it drops lower. I mean, I can't pass up on these prices. I've been saying for a very long time, I think that these altcoins are going to get weaker. And I've been 100% correct about it since the beginning. Yet I still believe that, once they are done being weaker, or once they get to even more attractive price levels, you want to see capitulation, right? You want to see people just kicking the bucket and giving up. And I think when that does happen, if it happens, that's when I want to buy. And then I just fucking sit back and count the cash. That's it. I think it's really, really clear now. I am now for the first time in years. I'm now interested in buying Ethereum, and I'm very interested in kind of seeing where that goes. So this is going to be more dependent on that Bitcoin chart right here, which again, we were talking about how these charts, show us that they're weak. Initially you get that nice big bounce. Next time you get a weaker bounce, again, an even weaker bounce still. That's how you form a descending triangle, and descending triangles have a majority chance, 66% chance of breaking down. Especially in a downtrend, you're more likely to break down from a descending triangle, right? So you kind of, again, punch in a low, and then every subsequent attempt at bouncing, is weaker. You're obviously going to start forming a pattern where, you have some pressure pushing the market down. So I think Ethereum against Bitcoin here. I've been saying for years, multiple years, that I think this is the kind of buy level I'm interested in. Obviously, a lot of people had a different opinion because, they're a hell of a lot smarter than four flies, and all of them turned out to be wrong. And I told you this is only the first level I'm going to be interested in Ethereum at. I've traded, I've traded Ethereum really well. I can't remember, but I think I bought it down here and sold it up here or something like that. I literally played these swings to the extremes, because Ethereum is actually a really easy chart. Ethereum was my first ever crypto trade, which not many people know. I bought Bitcoin obviously, but that's because I had to. But my first real crypto trade was Ethereum. So I've got a lot of history with Ethereum, and I've got a lot of love for it, and I understand it. Ethereum's like, my first ever long-term relationship. I get her, and she gets me, and we're not together anymore, but we still love each other deeply. That's how I feel about Ethereum, and I think I'm getting ready for a little reunion now with Ethereum. I told you guys that this would be my first buy range for Ethereum against Bitcoin here at about 0.4 BTC per token. I told you that this red line will be the next one. And I said that this is my real, beautiful, beautiful buy level. I don't know if we're going to get it. I don't know if we're going to get it still. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's very, very hard. But I would love to see it come down here, because if it does, just to get back up here, I'm making 30% more Bitcoin. Just to get back up to its main area of resistance, I'm making 60% more Bitcoin, man. Get the fuck out of here. If I'm walking in with 10 Bitcoins, I'm walking out with 16 Bitcoins. That is insane. At the current price, that is an additional 6 times $50,000. That's an additional $300,000 in my pocket, just because I bought a very safe cryptocurrency coin at a very good buy level. This is how you make money. You fucking buy low and you sell high. So, You know, I mean, I'm still seeing it, and I still think that we can go down. I think for all the same reasons that Bitcoin and all the other currencies have looked weak for a long time. Specifically, you know, first getting a nice bounce, but not really doing anything with that bounce and revisiting that level. This is the easiest way to know that the market's going to crash. It's what's happened every single time. Big bounce here, next time no bounce, and then we crash, right? So, you know, we've seen this. I'm honestly kind of tired of showing it because I've said it so many times. But look, huge bounce here, next time zero bounce, and then crash. I mean, you know, it's like this every single time. There are very few exceptions, you know, and I think Bitcoin is doing that right now as well. Bitcoin has recovered a little bit now off this low, so that's really nice. So we'll see how this goes as well throughout the rest of this live stream here. But yeah, let's see what's going on in the live chat. I want to take a couple of questions in a minute as well. Now let me start showing you guys a couple of interesting charts here. So S&P 500. Let's take a look at this. Bam, right here. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see this chart? Yeah, you can. So yeah, I mean, we've already dropped by a little bit, a further 2.7%, which I think for Bitcoin would probably put Bitcoin at about 50k, 48. A further 2.7% probably put S&P 500 at about, you know, 5,200. There was a bit of consolidation back here in the month of May, and a little bit of resistance here throughout March and April. So for this year. So and obviously this is the only price history we've ever had in this price range, right? This, you know, these are all-time highs that we're looking at for the S&P 500. So you know, this is kind of the next kind of local zone of support that we might be able to expect, and I like it. I think it looks really, really good. I think it looks very likely that we can drop down there, and I think that it's a really nice level to drop down to. So I'm a big fan of that. Do I think it's going to go down more? Yes. I mean, I just don't see support here, and I don't see a reason for the market to bounce here. That doesn't mean it can't bounce. It's happened before like that, but I don't take bets like that. Bitcoin against the dollar, you know, obviously 44k. We haven't actually spoken about this yet, so let me talk to you about Bitcoin, you know, properly in terms of where I think it can go. I mean, the reason I didn't say anything, I mean, we're what, like 90 minutes plus into this live stream now, and I didn't even say anything about, you know, I didn't talk in depth about downside targets for Bitcoin, and the reason I didn't do that is because I've said it so many times. So I guess I just assumed that everyone's like subscribed and heard about it, but yeah, I think one sec, guys. Everything's going off right now. Everyone's trying to reach me, and I know this is super unprofessional, but oh, fuck's sakes. But I missed an important call. But anyway, that's okay. Guys, give me a sec. I gotta make a reminder. I gotta call that person back. Bear with. Yeah. That's the thing about live streaming. Like, life happens to you while you're streaming, and you can't really do anything about it. But that's okay. I mean, I'd rather be with you guys than on the phone. But yeah, I think in terms of downside targets, obviously 52 is there. We've spoken about that. 48 still looks pretty good to me. I still really like that level. And of course, below that, I think 44k is still the best level of support for Bitcoin. Remember, I was talking to you about, you know, 20% for S&P 500 puts it in a bear market. For Bitcoin, it's generally agreed that that number is 40%. Okay, it's generally agreed that that number is 40%. So if the market drops by more than 40%, you're bear market. Less than 40%, you know, you're still bullish. And if we measure this from the all-time high down to 44k, it's bang on 40%. So, you know, I don't know if the market is going to fulfill this and bounce off this 44k level perfectly. If it did, I think that would be like the coolest thing ever. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but if it did, it would make perfect sense, and we've seen it happen many times before. Okay, we've seen it happen many, many times before. I'm going to show you that right now. If we take a look at this from kind of 2017, you know, if we kind of measure some of the drops that we had back here, this was, to be fair, this was 2015, but this was a 40% drop for Bitcoin. Down to this low, this was a 25. The next significant correction here, this was a 40%, it was a 39%, 38%. This one was a 37%. Okay, so hopefully you're starting to really spot some trends here from high to low here. We're down by 34%. Over here, this is where, right here, this candle here, this is the first and last time that I ever panic sold crypto. This was a 40% drop. And then I rebought Bitcoin at like $5,000, like way up here. So that was a bit of my journey. Next time, this next correction here, again, 40%. Next correction here, again 30%. So with one exception, every single one of these corrections have dropped down from 30 to 40%. You know, and that was back in 2017, granted, and you know we've dropped by much more than that and much less than that in between. You know, and still stayed bullish. For example, right here we fell down by 55%, and then we still set a new all-time high. So, you know, clearly, you know, we're not super fragile to big drops for Bitcoin. I really need you guys to understand that, right? I mean, we're not worried about big drops like that for Bitcoin. That's unproductive. You know, I really believe that that 44K is a golden level for Bitcoin. And I think the fact that it lines up with that 40% is just like, you know, it's just fate. It just looks beautiful. So, Lisa, take the phone calls all you want. You're sharing, and that is great. This is your life to enjoy. Thank you very much, Lisa. I really appreciate you. That's not a phone call I can take on a public live stream, though. Yearly open at 42K, and there's a liquidity pocket. Yeah, so let's take a look at that on the 12-month. We opened this yearly candle at $42,000. Yeah, that's the yearly open. And if we look at this on the weekly, that is it's at 42. So it's a little bit more than the 40% that I was talking about, but it's in the same range, right? Like, we're not interested in exacts. We're just interested in seeing this range met, whether we get to the bottom of it or the top of it or the middle of it. I really don't even care. But that's the yearly open, this red line here. Let me make this a nice thick line because this is pretty important. And yeah, the poll is gone, MG. You're probably, well, you're not going to hear me saying that because you're probably watching from quite far behind. But yeah, I think that's looking overwhelmingly clear. That this would be a really nice bounce zone for Bitcoin. You know, and a lot of people get worried about stuff like this, but again, you know, this is volatility. This is very tradable. You know, like I said, I'm in a nice kind of profit on my near position. It's actually probably above 30% profit now. Let me see where this profit is right now. I'm at 34% profit now. That's super cool. Again, this was traded right here on Bybit. Those of you that are watching this live, you can just open a new tab and get signed up. You're going to get huge bonuses when you start trading on these exchanges. And again, you know, just to kind of show you guys, you know, what we're actually working with here. You know, this is a phenomenal little trade here that we were able to kind of pull off in this market. If I can, how did I get this to focus last time? I got like way out of the frame, right? So there we go. You can kind of start to see it. This is obviously, you know, some people have concerns about this being like a screenshot or whatever, but obviously definitely not a screenshot. And oh, where are we? And yeah, we're looking at a really nice. And by the way, that's just one of my positions. I mean, I've been talking about this position all live stream. Obviously, it's very good. And it's kind of because it's like a new one. But yeah, we got a really nice kind of 34% right there. And that's, you know, I got another two positions right here on Bybit as well. Which are paying me very nicely indeed. Let's take a look at those. So obviously, you know, 30% is nice, but what's nicer than 30%? I would say 1,500%. So that's what we got on Bitcoin. 1,500% on Bitcoin, 900% on Tron. We're getting paid. We're getting paid, ladies and gents. I mean, you know, these positions are longs, so I'm getting paid when the market's going up. I'm getting paid when the market's going down. This is the only way to do it. In other words, this is life at 200 miles per hour. Shout out to one of my most inspirational friends I've ever met in my life in the live chat today. This is life at 200 miles per hour. That's what it looks like. And if you guys want to get in on it, then definitely get signed up on these exchanges if you want all that free cash as well. It's just free capital, right? It gives you a head start. You know, I mean, when we're in the real estate market, it only becomes interesting when we have a bigger portfolio to gain that 8% on, and that's what these bonuses give you access to. So that's super cool. Huge offers, well worth checking out. And of course, you're staying locked to this channel, staying subscribed. That's how a lot of other viewers have been able to pull off gains too. So let's see what life at 200 mph is saying. Sammy always on point with the analysis. Thank you very, very much. Watching from the beginning. I'm stuck in Dallas airport. Delayed flight. Oh man, is it because you guys got a storm there or something? Sammy should explain how he holds his entire net worth in Bitcoin, but is completely immune to getting rattled if the price tanks hard. That's absolutely it. Blackie is saying I'm not getting paid until I take profit. Well, I did take profit. I mean, this Bitcoin trade, I've secured $200,000 in profit on. Let me just show you that, because yeah, you're 100% correct. And this is what we're working with in terms of profits. That's $200,000 in realized gains and another $20,000 in unrealized. So, yeah, look, when it comes to taking profits, you come to Four Flies, you come to Sammy, all right? I mean, I take profits. I like to make money and then keep money. But yeah, there's the Tron one with another 40K in realized and 15 in unrealized. So what is this? This is up. I'm up 250, 270, $300,000. I'm up $300,000 on these leverage trades. You guys have seen them. You guys have seen me interact with, I mean, everyone's a fucking loser that fakes screenshots like a fucking total degenerate little bitch. But that's not what we do out here. And yeah, I mean, that's a real. You gotta realize your gains. You're 100% right. You gotta realize your gains. So thank you, Blackie. That's exactly what we do out here. But yeah, I do hold pretty much my entire net worth in Bitcoin. It's been that way for a while, and I get some questions that are funny, like how do you sleep at night? And I'm like, well, you hold dollars. How do you sleep at night, motherfucker? Like, I don't know. I mean, I like to. The first starting point, anybody that understands money gets this intuitively. The first starting point with money is that all of your money must be invested. And if it's not invested, then it's just going to lose against inflation, right? So, and you're not going to grow it. And who doesn't want to grow their capital? So obviously, all money has to be invested. That's not really negotiable. And then the question is just, well, where do you invest it? And I can't think of anything better than Bitcoin. So I've been all in and I love it. I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy with that. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's looking pretty neat. Joel, shout out to Joel. Been watching for 3 to 4 years. Thank you very, very much. That is super cool. I really appreciate all the support there. Let me throw on a couple more charts to show you guys where I think Bitcoin can go and a couple other bits like that. Again, this is another view at that kind of descending channel that we're in right now. It's drawn slightly differently, and it just shows what that drop out of it would look like. And again, I have to kind of reiterate that I wouldn't be worried if we fall out of it, because deviations happen, and even if it's not a deviation and we kind of stick lower, there's just so much support. This would be scary if we were not at all-time highs. Like if we were not at all-time highs, this would be scary. But we're still in that range, and so we have a lot of cushion to fall down to. And I'm a man of probability. I'm not a man of feelings, right? So if I'm looking at this from a perspective of probabilities, we got a lot of runway here to do something impressive. So I'm actually quite happy with all that. Pradeep, I remember watching your videos back in 2017 as well. Thank you, man. That's 7 years. 7 years you've been watching me. That's super, super cool. Midwest is saying, I agree. Everything goes to zero against Bitcoin on a long enough timeline. Yeah, most things do. Absolutely. And it's, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin's just really, really good at, look at this, guys. Look at this. Let me show you a couple interesting tweets here. We got Sensei BR. Who is this guy? 53,000 followers. Been in crypto since 2018. Early into a couple of big coins. Big ex-partner. And what's he saying? Bull run is over. See you in 4 years. So, I don't know. To me, this is pretty much, obviously satire. He's obviously just making a joke. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I think a lot of people are starting to feel like that anyway. I don't think it's him, but I think a lot of people are. We got TA Trader Island. This guy's really good. RSI has why do I not follow him? RSI has calmed down near to the oversold zone. According to the last RSI price action, Bitcoin could move sideways for a short period of time while the RSI falls even lower before it pumps again. So this guy's showing a kind of bullish perspective in terms of, the RSI has kind of got back down into a zone where it tends to bottom. So a little bit of sideways, and then we could be off to the races. I think this is super, super reasonable analysis in this market here. Yeah, you guys are agreeing with me that that Sensei was just messing around and basically making a joke. It's quite obvious, but a lot of people won't feel that way, right? I mean, if you go kind of deep into the replies, look, I mean, you've got people that are angry at this kind of thing. 100% crypto scam. I mean, I don't know how many of these people are trolling versus how many of these people fully believe it, because crypto really is Club Penguin. Who knows Club Penguin? I haven't seen this in years. This is my childhood. Club Penguin? Who knows Club Penguin? Oh my god. Look, Ben wants to block him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you get some real, you must be sick. I mean, it's, please get lost, motherfucker. I mean, it's Twitter. But yeah, so, let's take a look at another interesting tweet, about these markets here. Bitcoin is now older than the stock market. What? Oh, in terms of active trading hours. Huh. Really? I don't believe it. Is it because, based on what? Is it because Bitcoin doesn't close on weekends and stuff? Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Let's see what else Twitter is saying. We're gonna, yeah, Lisan is agreeing, so it's probably that. Man, this timeline has been lit recently. What's going on with Zuby? The amount of people in LA completely strung out on drugs and wallowing in filth is so depressing. Coming here after being in Dubai makes the contrast even starker and darker. No American city has to be like this. Yeah, no comments there. But okay, this is actually really funny. We gotta show this on stream. I'm sorry, I'm not passing this up. We're not passing this up. This is fucking class. Someone screenshot this and this is great. This is great. Yeah, let's see what's going on with the trading list that I have here. Let's see what we got. You don't get a good October without a bad September. Yeah, I mean, and this is an interesting one. Does anyone know what this website is? I forgot the name of this website, but I would like to show this website on stream if anyone can remind me the name of it. It basically shows over the last years in September what Bitcoin has experienced, and we've never seen, according to this, in the last 8 years. We've never seen. I get so embarrassed when I do anything like counting or calculations on stream because I'm so bad at all of that. But yeah, we haven't seen more than a 14% drop in the last 8 years in September, and the maximum gain we've seen is 4%. So it's usually not a good month, but October is usually a really good month. So yeah, I think a lot of people were already looking at this, and I think that makes total sense right there. Let's continue to kind of look at what Twitter is saying about this. Ethereum gets interesting in 2100 to 2150 with high time frame throwback thesis. I don't even know what that means, but let's see 2150. I mean, yeah, this is definitely 2150. Yeah, that's going to be this wick right here, isn't it? So yeah, that's definitely going to be a really nice bounce zone for Ethereum. Yeah, I fully agree with that. I mean, this is Bitcoin's 52K level, so yeah, that makes sense. Let's see what else we got here. The possibility of election manipulation stemming from Polymarket and other betting websites is real. That's very true. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. There's a clear incentive for certain actors to put their thumb on the scale. Yeah, this Polymarket thing is crazy. I mean, look at how many people. Look at how famous this thing. I've never seen something like this before, like at this level. Ansem, I don't know why you guys are looking at charts for real. I told you guys the levels you need to pull to put notifications on for. He's so fucking right. He's so right. You guys need to listen to this, man. You guys need to listen to this. This is so true. You know, we're really in a position where you know, there's no. I mean, I'm on a live stream with you because this is fun, but like, there's really no reason to be super invested in watching these charts right now. In my opinion, you can't do a whole lot. You know, the time to take trades is kind of gone right now. It's gonna come back, but we're not there just yet. Look at me telling you guys to get off my live stream, but like, fuck it. I mean, it's the truth. So, you know, that's what you're gonna get right here. This is kind of crazy. I don't know if anybody noticed this. Twitter is so good right now, ladies and gents. Follow me on Twitter. This is the best damn platform I've ever seen in my life now. You know, and I mean, I've never seen this level of free speech in my life. All right, I'm 23 years old. My conscious life started when I turned, you know, let's say 13. I've never seen this level of free speech in my life, right? When I turned 13, it was in 2014, okay? In 2014, that was when all this fucking crazy, like, whack leftist bullshit took over the world for the first time. And, you know, like, it started off okay. Gay marriage was legalized and shit like that in the UK. No problem. Nobody cares. And then it got crazy in the next, like, 10 years after that. I have never seen this level of free speech in my life. So Twitter's lit. Go check it out. Go follow me on Twitter. I put exclusive content up on there about these markets, and you've already missed it. I made a phenomenal analysis piece on Tesla. It was so good. Right here, where was it? It was this one right here. It got 6,000 views. You guys loved it. Huge analysis video here. 17 minutes. Oh, this is horrible. Let me. Why does it look like shit? It's in 720p. This is good enough. I mean, this was such an in-depth analysis of Tesla stock and traditional finance. It's still valid today. Go find it on my Twitter right now. It was such a good video, and it's never been uploaded to YouTube. So there's more of that out there. If you want exclusives from me on Twitter, you'll find it right there. Here's XO, the guy who I mentioned is a really good trader. Let's see what else we got in the on this trading list here. I just want to see what people are saying in terms of this recent market price action. We got Zach over here saying, feel bad for all the projects sitting on Catalyst and launching because the market's been absolute shit. Yeah, projects launching right now is a horrible idea. To be honest, lots of projects are down astronomical and there's not much you can do. Bitcoin is king, and if Bitcoin drops, whole market does. Yep, saying the obvious here. Only thing you can do is shrug and chalk it up to the game, have conviction, and hold through the downtrend. Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is it, 100% correct. Early internet was the freest it's ever been. Yeah. I mean, there have been significant legislations that were passed that kind of stifled the internet, and it was really sad because I remember that there were a lot of, like, you know, campaigns and signatures collected to kind of fight them. But yeah, we have seen the internet gradually become more and more censored. Twitter operates within the realms of the law, but it maximizes free speech within the law, and I think that's phenomenal, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, we're seeing such interesting things happen now. And I think it's going to be good for everybody. Why when prices go down do y'all be tweeting crypto will never exist again, bros? We were at 16k like a year ago. I think we'll be okay. I mean, Ansem knows, man. Ansem fully gets it. That's exactly the truth. Yeah, I think let's see what else. Do we get a tax refund for unrealized capital losses? Because if so, we're onto something here. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. What's up, Manny from South Africa? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream, Manny. Let's see what else we got here on Twitter. I just want to see if there's any kind of other interesting bits of analysis. And then I'm going to go through your questions, and we are coming up to the 2-hour mark. We're about to hit 2 hours on this live stream in 2 minutes. Smash up the likes, ladies and gents. This is a 2-hour live stream. I haven't eaten today. I need to go out, get some food. I got a couple of friends I'm going to be meeting up with. Going to grab a shisha. And going to grab a shisha and some food. Got to think about what I want to eat. Yeah, Dubai's pretty good right now. So the weather's not bad, you know. I mean, it's early September, but it's nice. I mean, I'm going out in a hoodie and I'm chilling. I'm fine. So that's super cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of most of what's relevant on Twitter for now with this recent price action. I don't really want to go further back than, like, you know, 2-3 hours on Twitter. Let's see what else we have. I don't know why. Oh, that's S said. Okay. 2021 bearish September, 22, 23, 24. Every year people panic in September before we pump in October. Same thing. He was the guy that posted that chart, of course. Annabelle, I remember when Elon had just sold PayPal and was trying to build Tesla, also SpaceX. I was cheering the whole way. That is so cool, Annabelle. What a time to be watching all of that play out. That's so cool. Yeah, I think he like sold PayPal before I was born or something. I wasn't around for that, unfortunately. VanEck announces its plan to close and liquidate its Ethereum futures ETF. Interesting. I don't know if I believe that because I think Ethereum would have dropped a lot more. 48k seems most likely without wild black swan event. Yeah, of course, I'm going to agree with that. This time is different. There you go. That's brilliant. Shittest bull market ever in it. That's hilarious. Have I said you're old? Hell no, Annabelle. I'm saying you are. You've seen things that I wish I could see. Damn, I wish I was there for the space race. God damn, that's you're alive at a better time than me. You don't want to be at my age. You know, you talk about like having a good life. Most people don't want to be my age. It's a much worse life in my generation than it was for the generations before. People are cooked in my generation. I mean, they're absolutely screwed. I mean, yeah, we got better tech and better everything, but our lives are worse. Most of us. I think I'm happy, but most people in my age bracket have a shit life. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop scrolling Twitter now. You guys are seeing me just do my morning, nighttime, and every 10-minute routine. This guy's funny, but I think he's gotta get unfollowed now. He's a bit too cocky. But yeah, I think that's what I'm seeing there. Oh, Bitcoin's bouncing up a little bit now. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, nice big bounce here. Oh, we did sweep the low. We did sweep the low, but it didn't happen the way I said. I was actually completely incorrect. I said we're going to drop much more, maybe down to 52k, but that didn't happen. So there you go, live. Four Flies got that completely wrong. And yeah, we're pumping up now. We're about to sweep this high. If we sweep this high, then we're on to something. You know, if we sweep this high, then there's no resistance for, you know, at least like $1,000 really. So let's see what happens, because this could happen right now. That's actually going to be really, really interesting. And just while we check this out for the last couple of minutes on this live stream, do me a favor and smash up those likes if you haven't done so already. Double check that you are subscribed if you haven't done so already as well. And speaking of Bitcoin, yeah, this is the same kind of thing I mentioned. You know, there's definitely some resistance up ahead for Bitcoin if we manage to rise up a little bit. Yeah. So let's see if Bitcoin manages to break this this high, and yeah, if we got any more questions, any more kind of requests on this live stream, then please let me know. Let's look at Solana. Haven't seen Solana yet. Solana's kind of dropped out of the support range and now just getting back into it. Is this ready for a resistance short? Do you know what? Yeah, this could actually be a short on Solana. I wouldn't take it though. I don't like shorts. Short in Solana is asking for trouble, isn't it? Yeah, short in Solana is asking for trouble. It's like, yeah, it's not good. It's like a motorcycle with no helmet and one flat tire. You know, I don't know. I don't like that. Hey boss, if it doesn't break out, what would be the next support level below 52? I believe it would be 48 and then 44. Yeah, 127 on Solana there. It is still at a support level, to be honest. So I mean, still in the bounce setup, to be honest. Yeah, a viewer here is saying, yeah, my shorts in Solana always went bad. Yeah, Solana's a dangerous coin to short. It's also dangerous to long. Look at these wicks. You can't long this coin either. You just Solana, you just have to buy it. You just have to buy it and sit on it. You know, there's not a whole lot more that you can do. Do I think we're going lower, or is the market overreacting? I still believe we're going lower short term. Yeah, I still think we're going lower. Let's look at DOT. Got a request for a DOT a little bit earlier on. I remember when Robin had liquidated my 100 SOL position. My God, what is 100 SOL? It's like 10k, right? Damn. At current prices. At like $8 average was like 8. Yeah, sorry about that, dude. Mohammed, God, you're still alive. Wrapped up my work to come and watch your stream. Well, welcome back, dude. Welcome back. I'm gonna be heading off soon, but Yeah, I think DOT's not in a great position. Actually, no, it's at macro support, so it should be bouncing off here. But to be honest, there's no point analyzing each of these coins because they're just going to move the way Bitcoin does. So I don't really want to talk about it too much. I've held DOT since last bull run. Yeah, that's usually how it goes for a lot of holders. They just kind of get stuck in bags underwater, and yeah, can't really do anything about it. It sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what I can say about dogs. Ladies and gents, I'm signing off for this stream. Bitcoin hasn't managed to break out. It might do so in the next few minutes, but I am super, super hungry, so I'm gonna get going. I gotta go out. It's been a good stream. Thank you all very much for showing the stream some love. YouTube's got a problem with me. I don't know what's going on. I'm still getting throttled. I'm not able to kind of reach you guys as much as I should be able to. I don't know how many of you guys are getting notified about these live streams, but one sec, guys. Yeah, I think I gotta see if I can fix that. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in for this stream. We're just over 2 hours. Let me get one more smash up on those likes. Double check that you are subscribed and take advantage of these huge offers available down below. Really, really nice trade setups that we've been seeing here recently, and you can take advantage of this volatility with huge head starts to your wallet balance. This is money that you can trade with, and if you make any profits, you can withdraw them. So that's super, super cool. Well worth checking out. Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate it as always. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very, very much, Alex. And yeah, I'll be off. Thank you all very much. Cheers.